As much as I don't want to admit, I think that this Celtics team obviously is going to win this NBA Finals, but overall, they are going to become the next NBA dynasty. Now, a lot of people either don't want to hear that or don't believe that, but if you take a look at several factors, you're going to see that this Celtics team is unlike any other team in the East. First, let's talk about age. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and pretty much the rest of this core outside of Al Horford and Jrue Holiday are of the age of being somewhere in their prime. Great team building by Brad Stevens. They are ready to go, and they're all under contract for at least the next couple of years. I think that it's going to be pretty easy to keep together a Celtics core that continues to win. Very similar to the Golden State Warriors, paying Clay, Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and other role players was pretty easy when you're winning like conference finals and going to NBA finals every single year. That's exactly where I think the Celtics team is at. If you look at the history behind Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they've won 65% of their regular season games, 61% of their playoff games, and don't even get me started on what they've already accomplished in terms of playoff success. Yes, they have not won a finals yet, but they probably will either tonight or the next game. I really doubt that the Dallas Mavericks are going to come back from a 3-0 deficit. Nobody's ever done it in the NBA. Most likely nobody will. That being said, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, 27 and 26. They've already been to 6 conference finals, and now they're at their second NBA finals, winning a ring. Being so young, I don't see how anyone else could think that this Celtics team either won't get back to this stage or won't get back to this stage multiple times. There's no chance in my mind, unless this team just blows up or implodes in the next couple of years, that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, that duo, will not win another NBA Finals, let alone get back to that stage. Now let's look at the next factor, the Eastern Conference as a whole. When you look at the next 5 years, you look at the good teams, the Knicks, the Bucks, the 76ers. I see a lot of injury-prone teams. Now, Joel Embiid was on NBA Countdown, and he talked about how the East was really hurt this year, and that's why the Celtics were able to get all the way to the finals, but next year is going to be a different story. And while on paper, that makes complete sense, in reality, this Bucks team, the 76ers, the Knicks, all of these talented teams in the East are just so unbelievably injury-prone, and they're all getting older. Think about the Bucks. Damian Lillard suffered an injury. Chris Middleton suffered an injury. They're going to be a year older next year. Are they really going to get that much healthier? Even Giannis has suffered 2 major injuries in the playoffs. Now, yes, in his 2020 finals run, he was able to come back, but this year kept them out and got the Bucks eliminated. Next up, the 76ers. Joel Embiid has never been to a conference finals, ever. Now, if he's healthy, I fully can see that the Celtics and the 76ers can meet in the conference finals. But I look at this team, the way it's constructed now, I think the Celtics are a much better team than the 76ers. And it's going to be hard to draw in big free agents when you don't have the cap to do that. But back to my main point, Embiid has suffered injury after injury after injury. And it's just because of how big he is and how he tries to move across the court. Not built for long-term, sustained playoff success in the same year. And last but not least, let's talk about the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler, I don't know if he's going to be with the Heat over the next couple of years. But if he is, he's very injury-prone now. He's in his mid to late 30s, especially looking at it from an NBA perspective. He's not Stephen Curry. He's not LeBron James. I don't think he's Kevin Durant. I just don't know how much longer he can continue to play at such an elite level. And then let's look at some of the younger teams in the Eastern Conference. I think the Magic, the Pacers, especially the Detroit Pistons, are way too young to compete with this Boston Celtics team over the next 5 years. The only team that I really give a chance to put something together is the Pacers. Oh, and I forgot about the New York Knicks, who almost every single starter suffered an injury, a major injury. 2 had season-ending injuries. Jalen Brunson broke his hand. I mean, no, that's a fluke play. But these other players like Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson, like those are sustained, continuous injuries that are going to keep on nagging them probably for the rest of their career. Boston Celtics are in a prime position to be the team of the Eastern Conference for the next 5 years, if not more. I'm predicting that, including this finals win, they probably get 3 finals wins, but I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere around total 6 to 7 finals appearances. The Western Conference, like I said, is stacked, but when you put them up against a Boston Celtics team every year who lacks competition in the East, who gets by with getting injury-prone teams like the Pacers in the conference finals when Tyrese Halliburton doesn't play the last 2 games and you sweep them easily, you get a well-rested, healthy, really talented Boston Celtics team in the finals like this year. It's going to be really hard to beat them. Congrats to the Celtics. They have built this team beautifully. I think that Joe Mazzulla is a little underrated. I mean, I've seen all the AI memes and the weird comments that he makes at press conferences. But in terms of actually getting this team to play at the level that they're supposed to play at, he has finally gotten them back to where Ime Udoka had them. So congrats to the Boston Celtics, NBA champions this year. I'm closing the book on that, and I'm going to go ahead and open the next chapter into the next NBA dynasty.